This is getting pretty intense.
Thanks, Tony.
I'll start with Juliana. Was there a long and arduous audition process for this?
There was, in fact,
Mhm.
though I came in at the very end. I think they were getting a little desperate down to the wire. They'd been in prep for a while, and so I know that I did have that on my side, but yeah, it was a long process. I made a tape. I made a self tape, as we do now. It was in the height of COVID, so I had just had a baby. He was 7 weeks old. I had a 7 week old and a 3.5 year old, and so during his nap, I strung an iPad up using masking tape in the hall bathroom, suspended from the to get good light, coming in from a window, and made a tape while he was sleeping, did not realizing that I was speaking like this, probably during the tape. And so the feedback from me making the tape was, we really liked her tape. We really like her choices. We need to hear her. So I then made another tape, and then I met the Dowdles over Zoom, and then I met our wonderful Red Wagon, Lucy Fisher and Doug Witt, producers, over Zoom as well. And then I did a final live reading with John Dowdle, who obviously is one of our creators, but was directing our first block. And that lasted about an hour and a half. I think they wrote some new material for me to do in that tape. And then I waited a couple weeks and thought for sure wasn't going to happen. And then got a different kind of phone call. It was pretty exciting.
Well, and congratulations on that, Michael Dorman. As I live and breathe, there you are.
Right.
Um, this is such a different kind of modern Western. I mean, it's very much pulled back from what we would normally think of a Western, but
Right.
your character, Joe, has got to be an actor's dream.
Yeah, a lot of fun playing Joe. So many layers to him. And I look at it like dark popcorn.
Hmm.
So, it's sort of like the Sunday movie that you can sit and watch with the family, but then there's a lot of other things happening in the underbelly of it. But like you say, yeah, a lot of fun to play Joe,
And
especially working opposite the what's the name of the actress playing Mary Beth? Um,
This guy's jokes are
I
tacky.
know.
oh, Tony. No, the cast was really great, and so was the crew. Like
Yeah.
everyone on that set
It's such a
was
great family.
great. It really was, and so every day I loved going into work. Which is a real treat.
You have kind of an interesting pedigree in your producers. You've got Leonard Nimoy's granddaughter producing this as well.
Tony, you might have to walk us through it. Tell
Yeah.
us everything you know.
Well, Leonard Nimoy is a hero of mine. Are you kidding? And yeah, you've got such a great team of people behind this.
We sure
Yeah,
do. They
yeah,
have been incredible. For me, and I think we've talked about this enough to speak for you as well. I mean, it's truly the best working environment we've ever had the privilege of stepping foot on. A set that is, you walk in and you're part immediately of a larger collective that's all working towards making the best product they can, and also supporting each other and bringing in everyone's creativity, and everyone has a voice on that set, which has been a beautiful thing for both of us.
yeah.
Michael, tell me how Joe has changed from season one to now in season two.
Well, season one, we're sort of getting the younger Joe. Season two, we talked about how, mental illness can affect a person. And because Joe doesn't have as many vices as, a lot of us may do, I sort of looked at him stress eating and doing a lot of that.
Mm.
And just starting to become a little bit cozier, but still trying to deal with this, harrowing turmoil that is his inner life. So he's a little he's a little happier, a little slower, but he's slowly becoming aware that he might need to start talking
Yeah.
about these things. In the first one, he's not going to talk about anything. In the second one, he's he's aware that that's the only way forward. And that's where we sort of catch him at the beginning of the season.
And Juliana, you kind of started as a dancer. Do you hear rhythms and cadences in the roles that you take on
What a
in
great
acting?
question.
It
I
is.
love that question.
Yeah.
I love being told I started as a dancer. I mean, I like that. I did dance my whole life. I love dancing. I never did it professionally, but I always did love it. My mom's a dancer, and we've always found so much solace in music. So yes, absolutely. To every role I bring, or I feel like music brings so much to every role, is really how I'd put it. And Michael, in our first season, before we even knew each other at all, because we never met until we met in person, probably 2 days before we started shooting. We had only done a Zoom up in Canada, and he made a playlist for my character, which was very cool. And that was really fun. I feel like our working relationship in that way, and those two characters, a lot of that is based in music, in fact, in rhythm.
Now, Michael, I'm going to continue that question with you. I mean, music must play a role in what you do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rhythm's everything. Timing's everything for me. And then in terms of applying it to performance, for me, it becomes about creating tension and then finding a release somehow. And so always a rhythm. Absolutely.
I'm getting the rap, and it went too quick. I adore talking with both of you. I don't know, it went by so quick. Congratulations again on
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time, and thanks for watching the show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.